Alright, Schlockmeisters fans, we're going to finish off Tromlo's Triple B Header Volume 2, the Tainted Vampires Collection. We're going to watch something called Rockabilly Vampire. Elvis stuff. Let's check it out.
Excuse me if I left my Dom Perignon at home, asshole.
Where's our hero,
Dead.
Eddie Vincent?
Just ain't the kind of kick I'm needing to really get going.
He needs blood.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you rock and roll is all light, huh? What do you need, huh? Some H? Blow?
You got the rocket for that screech.
Do you think I need a salad?
He needs blood, and he needs it now.
Just alone.
That's Iris and Emma. Iris on the right loves Elvis.
What? Rock and roll. Elvis Aaron Presley? Emma, you are so square sometimes.
Here's Lorenzo. He likes the Beatles.
No, it's
He also
only
likes Iris.
Lorenzo.
Please, love, call me Beetle Boy.
Do I have to?
I really enjoyed our date last night, Iris.
Yeah.
Iris meets Eddie, who looks a lot like the king.
My name's Iris.
Kind of.
My name's Eddie Vincent. It sure is nice to meet you, Iris.
This is her landlord's son.
Picking a movie,
She owes money.
a little dinner, a few drinks, maybe a little, you know.
He wants a little something else instead.
Have you ever heard the expression, when hell freezes over?
Iris, have you ever heard the expression eviction notice?
Uh-huh. But I think you have to ask yourself the question of whether or not you want to be making love to a woman while she's vomiting.
Here's Eddie with a bum on the street. Eddie doesn't like to kill people, but he makes an exception sometimes for bad guys. And when he's really, really hungry.
I gotta fix Mrs.
There's Benny the landlord again, or landlord's son.
And you better have that money by tomorrow.
I thought I had a week.
That was before you tried to have your friend here.
Here's the landlord, Benny's dad.
Do you mind leaving now?
You know,
He's got the eyes for her
see why
too.
my son takes that picture of you into the bathroom with him every night.
Next thing you know, our landlord's
There's nothing to be
hears something in the
afraid of.
basement.
Some pictures, come on out! Ah!
I believe we're supposed to believe that's Eddie.
What do you want?
I have a Coke and a fried banana sandwich on Wonder Bread, lightly toasted without the crust. The king just loves fried banana sandwiches.
I bet you want it.
He's gonna admit who he is,
What?
or what he is.
My brother put the bite on me and turned me into a vampire.
You say the funniest things, Eddie.
Turns out his brother Rex is looking for him.
You see Rex again, which I'm sure you will. You tell him you did see me. That I tried to kiss you and got fresh.
Looking for her too. So they part ways, but when she leaves the diner, she sees, turns out he didn't do it though. Eddie devises a plan for them to run off together. And he can help her write her book. She's trying to find the real Elvis. Prove he's alive.
Still alive too.
Help me out of this jam.
Beetle Boy shows up.
Help! I need somebody!
And promptly gets bit. You gotta make sure he doesn't get back up.
Rest in peace, Daddy-o.
Here's the love music video portion of the film.
My love's so strong, it can break a heart like mountains.
She may have found a voodoo cure for him.
Juju the voodoo guru?
He cures vampires. He's very hard to get in to see, but I know he's like
I don't know about this.
Look, he's just a few blocks away.
But Rex,
But he does not come cheap.
27,000? Is that how many years I have to walk the earth?
Iris and Emma.
Hey, y'all!
I'm sorry.
This here's a freaking blood bank!
Eddie and Iris
Nationals down the freaking street!
hold up a blood bank.
Now collect all the blood you got and
They decide to make out, and he vamps out and decides to bite her. The blood bank blood.
Eddie, what's wrong?
Remember Benny, the landlord's son? Well, he's upset that his dad is dead, so he's decided that he's going to try to kill Eddie.
Who's Rex? He's a vampire. My brother.
We're the last of the line.
Brother and brother meet.
All the original rebels, they're gone. Times just keep changing. We just keep on the same.
He wants to bite his brother a second time, which will
racing away from us.
give him total power over his brother for eternity.
We got to stay together, like a family. One way or another.
Struggle ensues on the roof.
One big, happy family.
He just staked Rex with some sort of wooden arrow through the heart.
You kill your dad?
And he kills one of Rex's henchmen. Oops! Notice he didn't hit her quite in the heart, though. He was trying to hit Eddie, obviously.
Elvis, is that you?
She's not dead, and neither is brother Rex, although he's dying. But with his final few breaths, he's gonna bite Benny. Save his brother.
How do you feel?
Shortly thereafter, she starts to heal up.
That steak must have just missed your heart. You're damn lucky.
Whose hot rod is this?
They steal a
Now,
car.
kitten.
Everybody on the roof is now dead. Our last scene in the film, though, Benny has been turned. Rockabilly Vampire 2. All right, let's talk about the movie Rockabilly Vampire, which is the third and final vampire movie on this Tainted Vampires collection here, put out by Tromon, the Triple B Header Volume 2. It's a movie I had not seen prior to now, and I've seen it. So anyway, this is the probably the weakest vampire movie on this set. However, it's not a bad film. You saw it there. It's basically a guy who kind of is looking and talking like Elvis. I read a review about this movie and it said we weren't sure, we never found out whether he was Elvis or not. No, he's not Elvis. He clearly says his name is Eddie Vincent and he's a fan of Elvis and he's from the 50s and that's when he got bit, and he's not Elvis Presley. He doesn't even look like Elvis. So, but anyway, so he meets this girl named Iris who is an Elvis fanatic. Iris is also being pursued by this guy called Beetle Boy. His name is Lorenzo. He's obsessed with the Beatles, and he wants Iris too. So there's kind of a love triangle there, which Iris is an Elvis fan, so she's going to choose Eddie over Lorenzo. And in fact, Lorenzo even gets bit by Eddie at one point and gets killed. So we also have a couple of subplots here where her landlord gets killed by Eddie, and then the landlord's son, Benny, tries to go after him, and it's a big mess there. There's also Rex, W-R-E-C-K-S, by the way, who is the brother of Eddie. Rex is the one who bit his brother and turned him into a vampire. I guess he's trying to bite him again, because once you bite him a second time, he has total control over him for the rest of his unnatural life, I guess, something to that effect. I don't know, but anyway, all ends well in this movie. Most of the vampires are killed, with the exception of Benny, who gets bit and becomes a vampire in the final scene there. And our vampire couple, that's right, he does bite Iris along the way. She turns into a vampire, and our vampire couple at the end of the movie drive off in this stolen car, and thus ends our film. So anyway, again, not a bad film, but it's definitely the weakest of the three on here, but it's okay for what it is. It's called Rockabilly Vampire. Awesome title, right? And it's put out by these Troma people. I'm sure it's available on its standalone DVD as well, or some other compilations, but I got it here in this Troma Triple B Header Volume 2. It doesn't actually say Volume 2, but trust me, it is Volume 2. If you've seen this thing, let me know what you think about it. Leave some comments down below. We will talk about it. It's called Rockabilly Vampire. Check it out. Bye.